This is Azhar. I am turning on this on behalf of Anushka is having some power issues, so I'm gonna take her position. And we're waiting for Summer. Let me know if you can hear me and write down in the chat if you can hear me. So we are just waiting for the presenter, and then we start the presentation quickly. Just write in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see me. Hey, Summer, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, Azhar, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Anushka had some power problems, so she couldn't join.
I can totally understand because like 15 minutes before the webinar is due to start, I lose power, and I'm like, and the backup power doesn't kick in, and so I'm like, something's not working right.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like the electrician of the house, so I'm the one who had to go and figure out what's going on.
So you fixed it?
But I fixed it. Yeah. All I had to do was like turn the switch on and off, and it fixed.
Perfect.
So didn't have to do anything too fancy.
So let me just give the link to Anushka and ask her to join from here.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. So, then I will be starting this. I think we have a couple of people around. They want to learn a little bit from you.
That's brilliant.
Perfect. So, in the meanwhile, while people can hear me and people can see me and people can see you, I would actually give this opportunity to you and to introduce yourself, first of all.
Absolutely. So, I'm doing the formal introduction in as when we turn on the slides. So, but my name is Summer West, and I am an email conversion strategist for e-commerce brands. What that means is that I don't just create the emails, I create the entire strategy and the customer life cycle for e-commerce brands as well. So it's I start by focusing on, okay, I'm getting into the webinar stuff. We need to that's the good stuff, which we will get to. But essentially what I do is I make sure that what I promise you're making in your e-commerce store, on the homepage, on the product page, whatever, that promise and conversation is carried on into the emails, right? So it's a cohesive experience for the customer and not just, it doesn't feel like two different experiences. Like, hey, I bought a product from, and they had like this brand tone and voice on the website, but the emails sound completely different. So I'm not sure what the real brand is like or what they sound like. And so my job is to make sure that the brands that you love, love you back, essentially, and show that love to you.
Cool. So I'll tell you a little bit about why we're doing this webinar. Basically, LimeCall also supports e-commerce and e-commerce marketers. And so this webinar is organized by LimeCall. And so what we are doing is we're trying to work with more people from the e-commerce industry and trying to educate them. And so this is one of the first initiatives. And that's about it. That's why we have an interest in helping and educating you. What we're going to do now is that I'm going to turn off my video. Anushka is about to join us. You can already start presenting and sharing your ideas. A couple of house rules. If you have questions, please write down in the chat, and then we're about to answer all the questions during the webinar, if someone likes, or after the webinar, how someone likes it. Yeah.
After the webinar is cool, but if there are any questions that you feel need to be answered in the moment, Azhar, please feel free to hop in and ask them.
Perfect. I'll do that. I'll turn off my video for a while now.
Yeah, because I have a feeling that once I have like the full screen up for the slides, then I won't be able to see the chat.
Yeah, I'll jump in.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to start sharing. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So welcome to this webinar, everybody. My name is Summer West, and as I mentioned, I'm an e-commerce email strategist. In today's webinar, I'm going to walk you through the 10 e-commerce email marketing tactics that boost revenue and build brand loyalty at the same time. Now, a lot of brands think that these two goals can't happen in a single email, but I'm here to show you that it is absolutely possible, that you can make sales in an email and at the same time build brand loyalty with your customers, so that when push comes to shove, you're the brand that they choose to buy from. All right. We're gonna talk about three things mainly here. Like the first is the email marketing philosophy that can make or break your email strategy. The three questions you need to ask before sending out an e-commerce email or campaign, and the 10 things that you can do to boost your email revenue from your e-commerce emails today. This is me. I'm Summer. I am obsessed with creating emails that do what they're supposed to. In a nutshell, like convert subscribers into buyers, make money from promotions, and turn your existing customers into loyal, raving fans. Now, I've worked with agencies like Longplay, Fix My Churn, and Copy Hackers, and I've written hundreds and hundreds of e-commerce emails, mostly for CBD brands, environmental friendly beauty brands, health supplements, even hot sauces. And some of my e-commerce wins is making, like my emails made 60K in a 3-day promotion. Another brand made 150K in 3 months from their primary email sequences, and another made 30% of the total revenue from the emails that we created for them. Yeah, and so there is a lot of content to go through, so I'm gonna be super, like, I'm known for my no fluff presentations, so it's gonna be fast. If you guys have any questions, save them for the end or put them in, and if they're time sensitive, Azra will ask. Right, so we're going to start with the email marketing philosophy that can make or break your e-commerce email strategy. Now, whenever I talk to my clients about their email marketing philosophy, they always ask me why they even need to have one, right? What's the need? Isn't an email strategy enough? And my response is always the same, right? You need an email marketing philosophy to guide your email marketing strategy. And a philosophy comes in handy when you're faced with situations that are new or uncertain for your business, right? When things might not be going as well or as planned, and you need to come up with a plan of action ASAP, right? And having an email marketing philosophy will tell you which direction you need to go in when you're uncertain, and how to come up with solutions that don't alienate your customers or turn you into a cautionary tale. And my email marketing philosophy is very simple. Always think of the customer first, right? Because there are no sales or brand loyalty without them. And when you put your customer first, when your focus is on serving them and keeping them happy, profits tend to follow. Let's take this pandemic, for example, right? When the pandemic first hit, a lot of brands didn't know what to do. And so their default was to go into survival mode, and they were just so focused on their supply chain issues and order volume issues. Like some brands were seeing like a massive uptick in their orders, others were seeing like a loss of business, and so they were just focused on themselves. But think back to the brands that stand out for you, right? The brands that stood out were the ones that always thought of their customers first, right? Whether it was something as simple as telling their customers how their business was affected and what they were doing to solve them, or brands that shared health information or sent hand sanitizers, masks, and even toilet paper in some cases with every order that they shipped out, right? And so these are all like, putting your customer first doesn't mean that you have to do something big or massive or like really expensive. It could just mean doing these tiny little things that delight your customers and make them feel well taken care of. Okay, and so we're moving on to the 3 questions that you need to ask before creating and sending an e-commerce email. The first question is going to be, what is the purpose of this email, right? Why are you sending it? What's the occasion? Even if you're running a promotion, what is the reason for running that promotion, right? What are you celebrating something? And you don't need to have like a reason, right? People love promotions, people love discounts, but saying, hey, it's National Smile Day, we're celebrating with a 15% promotion, or we're celebrating by sending everybody an extra travel size, whatever, and we hope it makes you smile today. That's reason enough. Customers don't care. They just want to know why. And so sharing your reason makes you look like you're not just emailing them about, because you want sales. You're emailing them because it's important to include your customers into, what you're doing. So it makes them feel included. All right, the next question that you need to ask is, how does it benefit the customer, right? So we need to think about how it's going to improve your customer's day, right? Will it make the customer go, ugh, not again? Or will it make them think, hey, that's exactly what I needed? Or, oh man, this is so timely, right? So if you are sending a promotion or a discount, or even just like a normal branded email with prices at the retail level, how does it benefit the customer? Find that angle in your copy, in your reason for sending that email, and you'll see that your emails start performing so much better, right? And finally, what happens after we send that email? So this is where you think of different scenarios and you think of the customer experience, right? So you need to think about what needs to happen once the customer buys, right? What emails are they going to get? What are we going to do? What needs to happen if they don't buy? Because not everybody is going to buy, but you still want to woo them. And if they have bought, then should they receive the next promo? Because working with e-commerce brands, I know that they have like all these full-on calendars of promotions, right? But a lot of times, the one faux pas that I see happen is that a brand will send like a 15% promotion, and customers will buy, and then the next week or 2 weeks later, they're running a 20 or 25% promotion, and the people who have bought at the 15 feel slighted. And so you need to take care of all this, that we're going to suppress anybody who bought from the previous promotion if it was lower than the one that you're offering now, right? And then is there anything you can do during the post-purchase duration to increase average order value, right? And there is, and we'll get to that in a minute. But these are all the things that you need to think about when you are sending e-commerce emails. All right, so we're getting into the meat of the webinar, which is 10 e-commerce email marketing tactics that boost sales and build customer loyalty. These are hardcore tactics that you can start applying today. Now, the first one is give value instead of discounts. Now, this is something that I butt heads with my clients a lot. And I get a lot of pushback from them because, discounts are standard, right? But the problem with discounts is that they also train your customers to only buy from you when there's a discount available, right? And that's not a buying behavior that we want to set precedent. And so I always recommend finding a value-based offer rather than just giving customers like first-time purchases or discount. And one of the things that I love is free shipping. Free shipping is a great value offer. And there's a psychology behind free shipping. Now, online shoppers find free offers of free shipping to be twice as motivating as offers that involve a product discount. Now, a lot of times, and this, I write for the e-commerce industry, but even I find myself doing that if I've bought something and then at the end when the checkout process is happening, that's when they tack on a $20 shipping fee, or and that's when it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And a lot of times I will reconsider my decision to buy. So, and that's universal. It doesn't matter if you're in the industry or not. It's just a reaction that we all have, right? And so we're going to see some stats because I love my stats. So the reason that I recommend free shipping is because 90% of consumers point to free shipping as the #1 reason why they shop more online. I know I always go to brands that offer free shipping, and I go back to them again and again, especially because I do international shipping. And so any brand that gives me free shipping or says, you get free shipping over a certain amount of dollars, I'm a fan for life, right? And so the other stat is that over 60% of prospects are somewhat likely to abandon their plans to buy if free shipping is not offered. So that's not just me, there is a study and data behind this. And orders with free shipping, now this is my favorite stat, orders with free shipping are about 30% higher in value than orders placed by customers who pay for shipping. So these are just some fun stats to back up my recommendation of offering free shipping instead of like a 10% discount. Now, I know that free shipping isn't always economical, right? It can cost a lot more than a 10 or a 15% discount. So in that case, this is my favorite way of offering free shipping, right? So Bombas is a brand that offers free shipping and returns on any order over $50 or more, right? And that's their standard. They're also offering a 20% off, but that's their prerogative. But when it comes to free shipping, they put a number on it to make sure that they weren't taking a loss when it came to providing free shipping. That's something that your brand can also consider. All right, 2 is offering a discount on the second purchase instead of the first. Now, a common belief is that I'm hardcore against discounts. I'm just against discounts for new customers, right? I am all for rewarding people who come back to you and buy from you. And so once a customer buys for the first time, offer them a discount for the second purchase, right? Because, hang on, I want to see if, yeah, so we're back to our examples. There's a stat that I want to share. It's like, because once a customer comes back, market trend found that after the second purchase, there's a 54% chance of the customer coming back and buying from you again. And a third time purchaser becomes like a regular purchaser. And those are the kind of customers that you want. So we're going to go through a couple of examples. The first one is Outdoor Voices. They offer like $20 for over your next order, right? And I feel like this is a great way to offer a discount and encourage customers to come back. This one is by Sleep Country. They're a Canadian brand. They sell mattress bases, right? So beds essentially, and their orders, mattress bases can go from anywhere from $1,500 to $6,500. So they offer like these $230 and onwards, based on your order number. They provide these coupons and discounts for your next purchase. And and at the base of it, $230 sounds like a lot, right? But when you consider that there's the customer might be buying like a $6,000 bed, it doesn't seem like a lot of money. But to the customer who wants to buy a bed, they're definitely going to be using this discount or the gift that they received from Sleep Country. All right, next is my favorite. This is create an abandoned checkout sequence. Now, there are 3 kinds of abandonment sequence that an e-commerce brand can create. There's browse abandonment, which is sent to people who visit a product page again and again or a certain number of times, which triggers that email. Then there's cart abandonment, which is the most popular. And it when it comes to recovering lost sales. But there's another one called checkout abandonment, and Klaviyo, e-commerce brands that use Klaviyo will be familiar with it. But what checkout abandonment does is that it goes to people who started the checkout process and then left for some reason, right? So they went a step beyond just adding things to cart. They started checking out. And a customer that leaves the site during checkout is a customer that's closer to the point of sale than a customer that just adds them to the cart and leaves. So if you don't have a checkout abandonment emails or email sequence, then I highly recommend creating one, because that's just recovering a lost sale that you might not otherwise have. All right, number 4 is using the post-purchase period to upsell or cross-sell. Now, the post-purchase time is ideal for upselling and cross-selling products.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So do you have any stats on people who are converting from the checkout in cart abandonment when they put something in their cart and did not buy it? And then you send them the series of email. Do you have an example or stat where people still convert?
So no, I don't have stats, but I do have like the abandonment email sequences that I've created myself, right? So they're considered one of the primary email sequences in recovering sales. So when I'm working with a brand that has brought me on for like creating all their email sequences, I start with the primary email sequences, or what I call the money-making email sequences. So they're the welcome email sequence, the abandoned cart email sequence, and the discount offer. So, and the post-purchase one, right? So 4 of them. I can't think of any stat from the top of my head, but I do know that cart abandonment is crucial in boosting e-commerce email sales for customers. They're always one of the first email sequences that a brand creates.
After the call, or maybe you share it on
sure.
Twitter or somewhere where you find something more later on.
Yeah, for sure. There's in fact a DTC channel, Slack channel, where we can go and ask. I'm sure there are brands that are willing to share this.
Cheers.
Cool. All right. So post-purchase period, it's great for upselling and cross-selling, especially if there is a time limit between you shipping the product, right? So if you can send an email saying the post-purchase period is when the buyer's remorse is extremely high. So you need to send a series of email that reinforce to the customer that this purchase idea was really good. And so, and keeping them updated with what's happening, when you're going to, when delivery confirmation is happening and all that, right? So post-purchase falls into that. Upselling and cross-selling in it is great. I'm going to share some example here. So Crate and Barrel does this really well. They send out thank you email, and then at the bottom they also recommend other things that you could buy, right? So if somebody is buying like a spoon set, they might even want to add champagne glasses to their order. And it's one of the things that you can do. Also, you don't have to limit these emails to the post-purchase period. It could be an email where the customer has shown interest or intent to buy. And so 2 emails that I really think are great for this is back in stock and price drop emails. They're a great way to tell customers that, hey, this product that you were interested in is back in stock, or its price has dropped. And also, here's what will go well with it. So this is an example of an email that was a price drop email, and then at the bottom there were recommendations on what else will go well with this. All right, number 5 is include an offer on your order confirmation email. Now, this is the ideal place, in my opinion, to get eyes on your next offer or like upsell or cross-sell products. And it's especially effective if you are offering a discount on the second purchase, right? So, and if, let's say, a cross-sell doesn't make sense, you can include a frequently bought together or our customers also love section at the bottom of the email. Now, the reason I recommend doing this in these emails is because order confirmation emails have a 70% open rate on average. People love opening these emails, even though all it does is tell them how much they were charged, what their order is going to be, but the open rate for these emails is extremely high. We're going to go through a couple of examples. This isn't an offer per se, but it's an order confirmation email with, product recommendations. And my favorite has to be Dollar Shave Club, because remember when, as I was saying, like if there is time between shipping, you can actually ask them if they want to top up their order, add something else, and Dollar Shave Club does that. So they have like an add before we ship section in their email, and you can totally just add whatever you want if you want to add something to those. Right, number 6 is create subscription offers. Now, this is a great way to boost your revenue. If you've got products that run out after a few weeks or months, you can create a subscription offer and give them the option to subscribe and save. And so then at regular intervals, the customer will get the product on autopilot. Now, they don't have to make this. The reason this works is because once the customer has subscribed, they know that A, they're saving money if, more than they would if they were like just buying regularly. And B, they don't have to actively think about buying again. They know that they're going to get the product before the current one runs out. And what it means for you is that it means, and this is this is not something that a lot of brands think about, but a subscribe and save option leaves you dependent income, right? So you know that we have like these many customers in our subscribe and save segment, and this is the income that we know is going to come. And of course, after a few months, you're going to realize, oh, so there's this amount of average fluctuation. It's going to help you plan things. It's going to help you plan campaigns. It's going to give you that leeway that e-commerce brands need a lot of times to test and take risks. So it's one of my favorite ways of helping customers boost their email revenue and making it a little dependable, right? But one thing that I recommend, and it comes in best practices, is that don't just charge a customer's credit card without warning, right? Send them reminder emails telling them, hey, we're about to ship your order. And you don't even have to say we're going to charge your credit card. You can just say things like, we're about to ship your product. Let us know if you want us to make any changes, or if you want to update your order. It's as simple. It's just, again, making the customer feel included and well taken care of, which is where brand loyalty comes in also. All right, so this is, again, Dollar Shave Club. This is their subscription offer email. And A, the copy is stellar. I love their email copy. B, it's a very, very nice email that highlights why their subscription offer is so great. And this is, again, telling them when their next box is coming out and what is included in their next box. So these are all emails that you can send as part of your subscribe and save offer, right? And next up is offering VIP customer perks. Now, your regular customers are your biggest asset. And it just makes sense to reward loyal customers when they place new orders. You can offer things like free shipping or faster shipping, first dibs at back in stock products, or first dibs at promotions. You could even start Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals for them earlier, give them access to sales and promotions and products that a normal customer wouldn't have otherwise, right? Or you could also include complimentary samples or travel size products or brand swag in their products as if they're your VIP customers, right? So talk to one of the easiest ways to figure out what your loyal customers value the most is by talking to them. So talk to a few of them and find out what is it about your brand that makes them keep coming back again and again, and just reward them for it. This is a really nice email because they are rewarding their loyal customers or people who are members of their subscription offer. And they, as soon as they had new robes and slippers, the first people to find out about it were people in their VIP list. This is an email by Uncommon Goods. I love how they've set out all the perks that you get. And the cost is a bit of a no-brainer, right? It's $15 per year. You get 1 year of free standard shipping. Now, here's another way that you can save the cost of shipping, because as I mentioned, free shipping is never free. It's not free for the brand. So standard shipping you could make free, right? But expedited shipping could still cost. You also get credits, and they match your donation or whatever. You get perks on the email, and you get first crack at their sales. So these are all the ways that you can make your customers feel special if they become your VIP customer. So it's a relationship building at another level. And it's very easy to do because these are customers that love your brand and they will continue buying from you. It's just a matter of rewarding them and making them feel good. All right, so this is one of my most interesting ways of boosting email sequences, sending promotional campaigns to specific segments. Now, most e-commerce brands are already doing it, but they do it by the usual way is segmenting subscribers and customers by purchasers, non-purchasers, VIPs, first-time buyers, return customers, and so on, right? But I want you to think about your segments based on your customers' buying behavior only. And so the email revenue boosting way is creating, figuring out who are your top 3 types of customers with their buying behaviors. So there is always like customers that have a high average order value. Whenever they buy, they're buying in bulk or a lot, and their order value is always higher than average, right? Discount customers are customers that only buy when there's a discount that you're running, right? And buy at face value customers are kind of my favorite, because no matter what is going on, they don't wait for a discount. They don't wait to until they want to buy 4 to 5 to 6 items together. They just buy at face value. When they need something, they will buy, and they don't wait for a discount. They'll buy at the retail sale. So segment your customers based on this, and then create promotional campaigns accordingly, right? So high average order value customers could get a promotional campaign that gives them, like, if they buy 3 products, the 4th one is free, right? Discount customers get a discount offer, and buy at face value customers based on whatever shopping history they have. You can create promotional campaigns for them accordingly. So instead of segmenting the usual way, think in terms of buying behavior and create email promotions accordingly. All right, 9 is make your return policy customer friendly and mention it in your abandoned cart email. Now, one of the reasons, especially when it comes to apparel e-commerce brands, is that people abandon carts because they're having second thoughts. They're not sure if something will fit, if the color is going to be right, if they're even going to like it as much as they like it right now. And so if one of the reasons your customers are abandoning carts, it's because that they're undecided. And, who are we kidding? We just look at our buying behavior. Customers usually are. Then mentioning your customer-friendly return policy can really help them out. And it can help tilt the decision in your favor. Right, so this is an email by Nomad. It's a cart abandonment email, and at the bottom they mention, like, the copy says, "Are you afraid to make a leap?" And they have like a 30-day returns and exchange policy that they highlighted here. And based on the price of your product and things like mentioning your return policy can make a big difference. And these are all things that you can test, right? So if you're not sure, always test it out. See what your own stats are. Run the test for 3 months. See what happens, right? Do an A/B test. Like if you're creating abandoned cart emails, create one version without the return policy. Create the other version with the return policy. See which one performs better. And if at the end of the 3 months you find that there's no significant difference, then you can just close, the test out and just start sending one type of email to everybody, because then your customers have told you that it doesn't matter. There's some other problem, then that becomes your job to find out what it is. All right, 10, gamifying discounts and post-purchase customer engagement, right? So now as I mentioned, I'm against offering discounts to folks who have never bought from you before, but I am all for rewarding customers, especially if you get something in return, right? By you, I mean the e-commerce brands, right? And gamifying discounts creates a win-win situation that you need to boost your email revenue without turning your customers into discount junkies. I'm gonna share something here. Yeah, so give the customers an incentive to do what you want them to do, right? So it could be a 15% discount on your next order if you leave us a review on the product that you've purchased, or refer 3 friends and get a 20% discount. Or if it's the holiday season and you know that your customers do holiday shopping with you, then if they shop for a certain amount, then they get a $25 store credit to buy something for themselves. So these are all the ways that you can gamify giving discounts and receive something in return as well. Because I know that reviews are important. I know that referrals play a big role. And so if these are all small marketing tactics that make a big difference as more and more customers start engaging with them. Now, here's what happened when which was it? I think it was Yotpo that did this, right? When one of their brands offered like a discount incentive, they found that their review request, they offered a incentive for anybody who left a review. So the industry average for people leaving reviews is 2%, but when they offered a discount in exchange, their review request jumped as high as 26.83%. And that's a big jump, especially considering the role that reviews can play for e-commerce brand products, right? So here's another way that you can gamify it. This is Everlane. They offer 20,000 pennies for your thought, or a chance to win a $200 Everlane gift card if you leave them a product review. And so they have these every week or every month, I'm not sure. And people who leave reviews have a chance to win a $200 gift card. And so because it's $200 and because Everlane jeans are so popular, they know that people who buy them will want to enter it, because these jeans are not exactly cheap. And so it works for their audience. All right, this is another example, which is give $75. So when you refer friends, your friend will get a $75 coupon. And if they buy, you get $50 back to use on your next purchase, right? And this is another way of gamifying and getting something back in return. All right, this is give 20% and get 20%. So if you refer a friend, they will receive a 20% off offer, and you will also receive 20% off on your next order. And so this is all hi, Anushka, did you want to say something? All right, anyway, so this is, all the ways that you can offer discounts and get something in return, because just offering discounts doesn't make sense. It has to work for you as well. All right, and this brings me to the end of the presentations. If you guys have any questions, please ask away, or if there's no time left, then send them to my email address. All right.
Hello.
Sorry, Summer. Basically, Anushka is here.
You for some reason.
I think we should
I'll just say that
webinar.
It was a really good webinar, because so many of the concepts you discussed, I could actually relate to them, because as a buyer, I saw all these things happening to me by the companies I shop from. So one of the examples you talked about was segmenting the customers in 3 different segments, right? One was VIP and then other 2 segments. So there I have a question. So the example that popped up in my head was Amazon. So they have Prime members, which are kind of VIP members, and then they have regular people who come on their website and buy from them. So for the VIP members, they have Prime Day, and then they also have free shipping or one-day shipping and all of that stuff. So that could be considered as perks they give to their VIP members. But for smaller businesses, for smaller e-commerce businesses, do you think the same approach can be beneficial for them? I mean, can they have a big sale yearly or every 6 months or something like that?
So the same approach will work for them, just not the same equation, right? So depending on what algorithm or whatever formula Amazon is using, don't use that. Come up with your own, because you know your challenges the best, right? And small business or small e-commerce brands, one of the first challenges that they often face is shipping cost and supply chain, right? So and more profit margins also. So if you find that your profit margins are lower than usual, then either include, if you're offering shipping costs, then figure out what the shipping cost is going to be and include it in the price, and just call it free shipping, but at the back end, you know that you're covered, you're not going to take a loss, right? The other thing could be that you make sure that you don't become a discount, known for your discounts, right? And so people are only shopping when you're running a discount, and that's essentially eventually going to turn into a loss for you. So instead, I love how Sephora does this. They run a discount once a year, right? And that's it. And that it's only open to their Black Card members. And so just run a discount once a year, make it an event, turn it into an event, become known as a brand that doesn't go on discount often, so that when you do, people are ready to buy from you. So try doing this and see, like, again, all these ideas you have to try and figure out what works for your brand the most. And I think we're at the end. If there are any questions, please send them to contact@summerwest.com or send them to Anushka and she'll forward them to me. It has been great. Thank you so much for having me, Anushka, and Azur. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, your voice broke a little. So, okay. So I think I only had that one question. And it was a really insightful webinar because of the amount of examples you had. And that was really easy to understand for someone who's like me, who isn't that familiar with the industry. So thank you for coming on the webinar. And I hope you could take as much information as you could out of it. And it was so good to have you, Samar. You can reach out to her on LinkedIn. I'll provide all the information. And she also has a weekly newsletter. You can check that out as well. All this information will be sent to you. Don't worry. Thank you so much, Samar, for coming.
You're most welcome. Bye.
Bye.